Hello, Atlanta Athletic Club. Matt Scheck, PGA teaching professional here at the club. Today I'm going to go over a couple of things that you can do at setup to help your ball striking tremendously. So most importantly is the golf grip. Now, in general, I see over and over again. Now, if you're somebody that hits the ball well and you don't want to change your grip, that's fine. But if you're somebody that's maybe struggling, let's look at the grip and make sure we're holding it correctly. If I put the club just down regular and I go to grip it, I'm more than likely going to grip it a lot like a putter. And what does that mean? That means I'm going to hold it too much in the palms. We need to make sure that we're holding the club in the fingers. So if I held the club up more parallel to the ground, I could feel it in the fingers a lot better than trying to hold it this way. Here's a good example I like to use with students. If I grabbed a basket here and it's got some weight on it, where am I holding this basket? I'm holding it through the fingers, wherever you'd hold luggage. That's kind of where you want to hold a golf club. Now, again, as I look at this and I start pulling this hand in here, when I hold it, what happens to my front wrist? It becomes a little bit cupped. That's okay at address. That's actually a good thing. Too many times I see people want to push the hands forward and have this flat left wrist at address, and the hands are well forward and gets their shoulders open. So we'll get talking about that here shortly, but let's look at the grip. And if you took your hand, and this would be flat, let's go ahead and cup it back a little bit, pull that left arm against our chest, and let's start to grab the club like that, just like that, okay? This is gonna be that the thumb pad, the heel pad, both of them are pretty flush with the top right part of the grip. If I'm holding it too much in the palm, all of a sudden you can see the top of this. And even if I go over this way, people think it's a strong grip, I'm still holding it right through the lifeline. I want to be holding it on that heel pad in the fingers. So let's set up here and let's make sure that we get this kind of arm across the chest, the wrist cut back, pick the club up maybe with the right hand, make sure that face is nice and square, and then start to grip it like that. You can always test yourself and see if we can hammer the ground without moving our forearm. That means we got it kind of in the fingers nicely. Now, when we go to hit, the thing I want to tell you about setup past the grip is I don't need a lot of forward shaft lean at address. I see this all too often. If you lean the grip forward, more than likely the grip's going to be behind where it started when you hit, and that's not athletic. I'm going to put some videos here on the side, and you can see all these pros, they start very neutral, hands in the middle, and they athletically move their weight into the ball. Hands get in front, and that's going to be the correct way of compressing that golf ball. Now, a couple other things is ball position should, if you're hitting the ball off the ground, in my opinion, should be on the heart. That's going to put it about a club head inside that left heel. Now, if I took a really short club and I had a narrow stance, it may look like it's in the middle. If I took a longer iron, I'm going to go ahead and move that back foot back with the length of the shaft. So it may appear that I'm moving ball position around, but all actuality, I'm maintaining that low point under my heart. That's going to be very important. It's going to feel more forward in your stance than most amateurs that tend to put the ball back. So ball position on the heart. Now, if we get to the driver, we want to move that to the shoulder, somewhere around there, maybe in the armpit, in that shoulder area, to help kind of sweep it off the tee better and not get as much backspin. But hitting the ball off the ground, we go ahead and put it on the heart. We're going to make sure that we grip it. And here's the kicker. Stop with the forward shaft lean. That's going to make us feel like we have nowhere to go. We're going to lean back and probably try to help it because we already de-lofted it so much. Keep the hands very neutral. I have my grip pretty much just right over the ball. Okay, not in front of the ball, right over the ball. And then when I go to hit, I can move through it. I can get that trail leg pushing. I can get the hips opening. I can make sure I compress the ball without digging so much. So we go ahead and hit a few. Let me get set up here and kind of notice where my hands start versus where they're at impact. So I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to go forward. Now, what's going on with this trail arm as I do this? Is it coming into my body, or is it coming in front of my body? From this viewpoint, you can see really good. Somebody that comes into the body is actually has this space back here. This is going to be arms trapped behind. Somebody that brings the arm in front of the body. Now look at this, okay? This is what Ben Hogan used to talk about, hit it with that trail forearm. If we can get the arms out in front, we're going to cure a lot of bad issues. So if you took the club, you kind of put it under your front armpit, and you took your trail hand and just kind of cupped it and put it in front of the shaft, and then take your elbow and externally rotate it inside here, you kind of get the feeling of what it's like to get that forearm to hit the ball. Okay? You can't do it hanging back. And we can go ahead and get the feeling of driving the weight through. So we're going to hit a couple more here. Hands very neutral, and then moving through the shot. Let's not hang back anymore. Somebody that has the hands in front is probably going to hang back. Hands neutral, moving through the shot. Do one more at slow motion here. Hope these tips helped you and work on that on the range. I'd love to see you at the Jones Center for some golf lessons in the near future. Have a good day.